Let's face it, it's only human nature to want to be a hero. But if we're being honest, most of us don't have the guts it takes to actually be one. Well, in the case of Andrew Russell, a USPS worker, he had exactly what it took to be one. When he heard the hysterical screams of a 6-year-old girl while on his morning mail route, Russell knew that he had to do something. He jumped to action immediately. "My mommy's dead," she screamed in terror as her mother laid unconscious in the front seat of the vehicle. As it turns out, her mother wasn't dead, but unconscious due to a fentanyl pill she had taken before making the decision to take her daughter to school that day. Russell, the father himself, was just grateful that he was there, for he doesn't know what could have happened to the girl if he wasn't. So next time you want to be a hero, why don't you just submit your next job application to USPS? This brings me to my quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. A Chinese proverb. I agree with this quote, because though the best time for change is always in the past, it's never too late to make a change now. Today, I will be telling you 3 stories about overcoming adversity through luck. 1, about the most lucky or unlucky man in the world. 2nd, about a heartbroken country singer. And 3rd, about an out-of-this-world girl. First, I will be telling you about the most unlucky or lucky man in the world. Austin Hatch was only 5 years old when he lost his mother in a plane crash. Devastated, he somehow mustered the courage in 2011 to board another flight with his father and stepmother. Unfortunately, Hatch found himself orphaned after losing his father and stepmother once again in the crash. Hatch, devastated and unable to go on, waived his spot on the University of Michigan's basketball team, giving up his lifelong dream of becoming a professional basketball player. Luckily, Hatch found a greater purpose than basketball, giving inspirational speeches all around the United States. Hatch shows that with motivation and with the desire to keep a memory alive, someone can do anything. This brings me to my second story, about a heartbroken country singer. I'm sure most of us have heard of Shania Twain. Shania Twain told the world that her beau was the one, and 1990s America was pretty inclined to believe her. Shania found herself asking the same exact question, when will it be my turn, when her husband of 14 years cheated on her with her best friend. Shania found out about the twisted affair from none other than her best friend's husband. She proved herself as a master in crossing over more than just music genres when she announced her engagement to the friend's ex-husband, and they married in an intimate ceremony under the Puerto Rico sunset. Shania shows that through devastation, humiliation, and betrayal, true love can always blossom. This brings me to my 3rd point, about an out-of-this-world girl. Edhar Perez was only 10 years old when she began pursuing her 3rd degree in science. But unfortunately for Perez, life wasn't always this easy. Her mother recalls horrible instances of bullying, only when she was only in primary school, being taunted and trapped in a playhouse by classmates and being called names. Her parents knew they had to find a kind and adequate learning environment for their out-of-this-world daughter. Fortunately, their search was successful, and Edhar finished primary school in just 2 years. Only a year and a half later, she finished secondary school, and she is now pursuing her 3rd degree in astrophysics from the University of Arizona. Edhar shows that with a big brain, motivation, and support from family, you can do a lot in 10 years. Today, I told you about a heartbroken country singer, a postman, and an out-of-this-world girl. This brings me to my quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now, a Chinese proverb. This brings me back to my first story about Austin Hatch, the survivor of 2 different plane crashes. Though his dream originally was to be a basketball player, he somehow used his tragedy to create a new dream. A dream that he found to be even greater, that gave him a greater purpose.